everyone. I'm Aaron. That's my identical twin brother, Adam. Back dingers and bombs away. We're talking more home runs, but we're talking early career home runs here, real early. And we're going to dig into it. You're in a baseball brouhaha, which means coffee in the morning, even when you're still trying to wake it up here, especially. And baseball trivia, fracas. We're getting after it. The head-to-head battle again this morning. Adam, what do we got?
We got early career home runs. We're early this morning. We're going early careers. The guy just woke up in the MLB and hit a bomb. Here we go. Of these players to hit a home run in their first Major League Baseball at bat, which player had the most career home runs? And this one is inspired by Casey Schmidt. Hit his first career home run recently in his second at bat, not his first, but it was close. And off to a hot start. You'll hear more about Casey Schmidt later. But let's get to the question. Here's our question and our answer choices. Who finished their career with the most home runs? Paul Gillespie, Keith McDonald, John Miller, or Bob Nieman?
Yeah, so I had no idea who any of these guys were. I was trying to think maybe I'd heard of Bob Nieman before, and John Miller. I was like, is that the John Miller who used to do Sunday Night Baseball? It's not the same guy. Not the same guy. So anyway, in the fact that it was a roll of the dice here, I went Paul Gillespie. He's got a great name. I like Gillespie. So let's do that one.
And I went John Miller. I, like you, had never heard of these guys. And I was like, I like John Miller's voice. Voice of the Giants, voice of the Orioles, voice of the ESPN. So, love John Miller.
He's
Did he hit home runs?
Yeah.
Did he hit home runs? Probably not. But here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
We're gonna find out. Well, this one was a curious one. The correct answer is Bob Nieman.
Yeah,
and it's not close. Bob Nieman hit 125 home runs in his career. The next closest, he just hit out Paul Gillespie, who hit 6.
Yeah.
He hit 1. He's off to a hot start. Cooled off quick.
Yeah.
McDonald had only 3, and John Miller 2.
Yeah, these guys were picked because of kind of the quirkiness of. So we didn't pick the guys who hit the most. We're going to talk about that at the end, but we had some fun stories that we wanted to share, and that's why these guys were picked and put on this list. Adam, you're going to start with our first set of unique ones here.
Yeah, well, we're starting with the scoreboard here. Here's where we're at. We are trivia. The trivia starter this week is on both sides. We got the duel going, pitching duels. Aaron's up 1-0, but you're not stretching the lead, so I'm feeling okay right now. But we're starting with Bob and Keith here. Bob Nieman, Keith McDonald, E-I-E-I-O. So Bob and Keith are the only players to hit home runs in their first and second MLB at bats. A cool feat.
A couple of St. Louis guys. You had Nieman, St. Louis Browns, Keith McDonald, 2000 St. Louis Cardinals. I feel like I missed this in the news somewhere. Keith, but Keith is a curious case here. He played in just 8 games with 9 at bats across 2 seasons, and he has just 3 hits. So he's 3 for 9 in his career. Those 3 hits, all home runs.
Did it? I mean, Keith, if you're gonna do
it,
do it so little. Go big.
Yeah, it just makes me. It's one of those things where you just wonder how did he not get like a little bit more of an extended look? But it goes to show that a lot of times, little rabbit trail here, when MLB teams are making decisions about their rosters, they're not just looking at the results. They have other metrics that they're looking at, and such as it is.
Well, Paul Gillespie and John Miller are the next little quirkies on our list here. So Paul Gillespie of the 1942 Cubs and John Miller of the 66 Yankees are the only players to homer in their very first, and very last at bat in the bigs. Paul played 89 games over 3 seasons and had 6 career home runs.
Yeah, and John Miller's is again one of these quirky, fun stories. So Miller played just fractions of 2 seasons, 6 games in 1966 with the Yankees, and then 26 games with the Dodgers in 1969. So a little bit of hiatus, some minor league ball filled in there in the middle. Miller hit home runs in his first and last at bats, and those were the only 2 home runs that he hit in his short career. As we mentioned before, if you're wondering, this is not that John Miller who does play-by-play for the Giants now. I love his voice, man. Him and Joe Morgan in the '90s on Sunday Night Baseball. You can't beat that. Can't beat it.
John Miller's got the perfect voice for a nap on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Baseball.
Yeah, he is like a radio guy. He is who you need for baseball on the radio.
Yeah. Well, there have been just 2 Hall of Famers who have hit a home run in their first major league at bat, and neither of them are guys you might think of. So the first is Earl Averill. Averill?
Sure.
Played 13 seasons from 1929 to 1941, primarily with the Indians, Cleveland back then, now Guardians, and hit 238 career home runs.
Another quirk is a pitcher, Hoyt Wilhelm, who pitched for several teams over his 21-year career. He had just 1 career home run, and of course that was his first at bat in the major leagues. Hoyt is one of 19 pitchers to hit a home run their first at bat, including Adam Wainwright, the wily veteran that he is. That stat will go away in today's game. Pitchers will not hit home runs anymore. And I mean Shohei, but that's okay. He didn't do it. So
few and far between, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What time it is, folks? It's story time. I didn't have any special first at bat home run stories because I only hit 1 home run ever.
Yeah, we're lacking in the home run department.
Yeah. So we're coming with you. I'm coming to you with some more fun facts about first home runs. So 6 different players accomplished this feat in 2022 alone, with the most recent being Josh Young of the Texas Rangers, September 9th, 2022. Carlos Lee has the most career home runs of guys on this list with 358. And meanwhile, 23 players hit a home run in their first at bat, and that was it. The end of their power surge.
Yep. So, so I want to we'll circle back all the way and talk about Casey Schmidt, because he was the inspiration for this story, but he did not do this in his first at bat. He got it in his second at bat. But nonetheless, Casey is off to a somewhat historic start. He is on fire. In 4 games, he is 9 for 16 with 2 home runs and 5 RBI. A nice OPS of 1.688. Obviously, we're in the small sample size department, but in his 3rd major league game here, he went 4 for 4, a double, a homer, 3 RBI. After falling, when he was 3 games into the show, he held a robust 667 batting average with a 2.00 OPS. So he's off to a great start. It's fun to see young guys getting hits. He'll come back down. Nobody gets out like this. Nobody. Casey, I'm watching you. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Just want to take a little awkward pause right there for your benefit. So special thanks to the Giants, Baseball Reference, and Wikipedia for providing all this fun data for us. Thanks everybody for joining us. If you got a burning question, drop in the comments below. Find us on Twitter and tweet at us there at Baseball Brewhaha. We'll be back at it tomorrow, so you can join us. Please do. We'll look forward to seeing you then.